Everybody know we started the bomb in the press conferences after the game. We started.
They try to steal our swag.
What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today we are talking about another win for the good guys, this time in San Antonio against the young Spurs. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Demo spiking, let's go for he that MVP.
Well, the Grizzlies are becoming the kings of giving up big leads in the second half and coming out and pulling out the win. We need to stop this trend. Hopefully when we get healthy and everybody's back, we can stop this trend. But last night was a fun game to watch. Of course, the Grizzlies won the game. I think it was 124-122 or 124-121. Whatever it was, the Grizzlies won 124-122 on the road in overtime against the San Antonio Spurs. And I will say, I enjoyed that game. Now, before we get to talking about the game, we're going to talk about the big news of the day, and that is the Grizzlies' new jersey. As you can see on the thumbnail with Ja Morant or Jaren Jackson or whoever I put in the thumbnail. It might even be Kenny Lofton Jr. The Grizzlies' new black jerseys, and I can tell you, I love black jerseys. Anytime the Grizzlies get a black jersey, I'm going to get it. I copped the Isaac Hayes joints, and I'm going to get this one hopefully Friday when I go to the game. Hopefully they'll have them in the DM. I don't know if I want a Jaren Jackson jersey or a Desmond Bane jersey, but we'll see. Or maybe a Jake LaRavia jersey. We'll see. Hopefully the Grizzlies then has them in stock and I can pick one up. The jerseys look fire. Some people were retweeting mock alternate court for the Grizzlies. It's not true. There will be no alternate court, unfortunately. Although the alternate court that was tweeted, hopefully I'll show you here the picture of it. It was fire, and I would have loved to see it on TV, but it is what it is. Now, let's get to this game. The Grizzlies' defense still does not seem to travel well. They gave up a lot of points. They gave up some easy shots. The Spurs have some good young players, good energetic young players, and Coach Popovich has them playing Spurs beautiful basketball with the passing and the cutting and the shooting. It's a beautiful thing to see. If they can luck up and get Wembanyama, that team is going to take off. Of course, I love Trey Jones in the draft that he came out of. He is just basically a carbon copy of Tyus Jones, a guy who can start for your team. Really is probably better as a backup, but he can start. He might have a little bit more upside than Tyus, but size is always going to be a limiting thing unless he becomes an elite shooter, which Tyus never became. Of course, he played 37 minutes, had 11 points, 11 assists, and only 2 turnovers in pure Jones point guard fashion. Tyus Jones, of course, had 3 assists, 1 turnover, 11 points also. Tyus was 4-10 from the field in 20 minutes. His brother was 4-13 from the field in 37 minutes. But let's get up to the star of the game. And the star of the game, once again, was Desmond Bane, who played a robust 39 minutes, scored 32 points, had 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 of 10 from three-point line, 12 of 23 from the field, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Just a wonderful floor game again for Desmond Bane. I am just amazed that I keep wanting to pinch myself every game. It seems like a dream that the Grizzlies drafted somebody at 30th in the draft that has the potential to be an all-star before their rookie contract is up. Before they even gotten their extension. I told you guys this offseason, Bane was headed for a max extension because of the thirst NBA teams have for shooting, and he has even upped his game way past the point of where I even thought we might be looking at a guy that gets a designated extension the same as Ja. Now, I ain't BSing. He might get that kind of extension. He is that good. Now, I don't know if he's going to earn that extension as being all NBA, a couple of times before his contract up, but he might get the contract language in his contract. We'll see. But I think he's going to definitely get a max contract, and it's going to be a no-brainer for the Grizzlies. Ja Morant had another good game. 32 points, twins, just like his boy Desmond Bane. 5 assists, 5 rebounds. And the NBA scorekeeper, you screwed me out of one of my assists that Ja Morant threw to Steven Adams that you counted as a shot attempt, and it was an obvious alley-oop attempt, and Steven Adams finished it. He should have 6 assists, and I should have hit my over on 5.5 assists and won my parlay. But I digress. Steven Adams had another beautiful game. 7 points, 19 rebounds. I don't know, he had 20 last night when I looked, but somehow he lost a rebound overnight. 10 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive rebounds. Dillon Brooks, 5 of 13 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. He was a little shaky, but 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, 13 points. If we could just get Dillon to stop trying to create his own shot, there might be some hope for him, but I'm not holding out. 7 points, 7 rebounds for Santi Aldama. Jake LaRavia had another good game. 3 of 4 from the field, no three-pointers this game. Tyus Jones hit 3 three-pointers, though. 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Nobody off the bench otherwise hit any three-pointers. Brandon Clark had a subdued game. He kind of got put in the mix by Charles Bassey from the Spurs coming off the bench. And we saw during the Golden State Warriors series that Brandon Clark has a problem with physical bigs. The Grizzlies really need to think about getting a serious backup center for the playoffs. I don't know who that's going to be, but they really need to consider that because Brandon Clark was getting killed on the rebounds by Charles Bassey. If we cannot have an ordeal like we had last year against the Warriors in that game where they got offensive rebound after offensive rebound after offensive rebound, just dominating him every time he got in the game, anytime Steven Adams went out the game or Jaren Jackson was out the game. Grizzlies really need to look into getting a big physical center to play a role off the bench. Somebody that doesn't need minutes during the year maybe, but that you can pull out when you need them. David Roddy had another very shaky game. At one point, he had scored 4 points in 6 minutes and was a -6 from the field, which is kind of hard to do. His defense is what's getting him. It's not his offense. Quiet as kept. He is getting getting out of place a lot during rotations, getting beat off the dribble. And when him and Tyus Jones are in the game together, it is a nightmare defensively for anybody, especially when you only got Brandon Clark as your only big in the game. The Grizzlies did play 10 last night. Of course, John Conchar played the most minutes off the bench. And, of course, he closed the game over Santi Aldama. And I would really like for Jake LaRavia to close the games, but I don't think last night was the game for him. He was a little shaky, more than usual. But like I said, it was a fun game. It was a good game. I'm really looking forward to Friday's game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are in turmoil. If you've seen anything on Twitter, you've seen all the turmoil they've been going through, especially in the last game. Played a possession 4-on-5 because somebody forgot to check in. It's just a mess in Timberwolves land. And this was a team that everybody picked to be better than the Grizzlies during the preseason. It is what it is, and they're fully healthy, so there's no excuse for that. But we'll see if just seeing the Grizzlies, their nemesis, the team that they really want to be like, energizes them like I think it will, especially Ant, energizes him. If Ant plays a subdued game against the Grizzlies, then I'm going to know the Timberwolves are in a world of trouble this season. But let me know what you think about the new uniforms and the game last night. And are you, like me, going to attend the game Friday? It's a late start. I think it's 8:30 start. So it's a late start. I think that's a TV game. So the Grizzlies, T-Wolves, boom. Can't wait. Peace.